Hey guys, welcome back to another video. First things first, I just gotta say thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. A few days ago, not really a few days ago, but about a week ago or so, on June 20th, we had just hit 400 subscribers. So to already be at 500, to already be at 500 subscribers is very insane. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you that come and watch my videos, people who subscribe and stuff like that. And yeah, and for people that are new, if you haven't seen any of my videos before, feel free to check out my channel and subscribe if you would like to, if you're interested in the type of things that I post, and everything. And so basically today's video, we're just gonna be talking about um Bloxburg. So I want to give my opinion because I know that there have been a lot of people giving opinions, and um, a lot of it's pretty negative, and I want to kind of talk about that. So, let's kind of just jump right into it. I will try and only make this like a 10-minute talk. I swear. I don't know if it will be more than 10 minutes though, but I'm gonna try not to rant. So let's get started. So first things first is one thing that I've noticed, and some people have pointed out in the Bloxburg community, is that people are never satisfied. Obviously, I feel like that's just something that is with everyone. No one is ever truly satisfied because no matter what you do, you may, want something to change. That thing changes, but then you wish that it would have been, um, something different, like maybe a different color, right? And so you'll never truly be satisfied with anything. It's just not real. That's just not what happens. And so, a lot of people have been kind of getting mad. Or maybe I wouldn't say a lot, but there have definitely been people who have been getting mad that Bloxburg's map, has changed because people prefer the old map that everyone, once knew. And some people feel like it's too big or it's too empty, or there's not much to do, stuff like that. And some things I want to elaborate is I don't feel like the map is too big. I definitely would say that it is quite an adjustment because, from the old Bloxburg map that was so small and compact, um, you were able to pretty much get used to, like, getting around pretty fairly quickly because there wasn't many streets, there wasn't many other places to go besides the places that were in the town, the small town, and then the pier, at the beach and the mountain. And so, with that being said, I know it's a little difficult to adjust to because you're coming from such a small map to such a big map now. Um, but I definitely don't feel like it's too big. I definitely feel like there are definitely other games that have bigger maps. Another thing is with people saying that it's like too empty, or that it's just empty and stuff like that and not a whole lot to do. We got to kind of remember Bloxburg actually tweeted a something on Twitter, aka X. And they mentioned that the places that are in the town that are basically useless buildings, like the regular like city buildings, those buildings are actually meant for um they're meant to be placeholders for future buildings. And so from what it looks like Bloxburg is planning on adding like a laundromat or like a dance studio and some other stuff because they put out a poll for people to vote on like what building they would want to see first. And so it looks like they're planning on adding quite a bit, and that's what they're going to do with those buildings that are in the map. So right now those buildings are just there for placeholders so that while they're working on those, future updates, it wouldn't look very empty and it wouldn't just be like a bunch of random open spots on the town and stuff and on the map. So there's definitely that. I don't know why people don't really like the update because I can understand if you're more of a person who likes, small, um smaller things, like, smaller maps and stuff, not really big on traveling all over the place. But another thing for me is just the fact that obviously Bloxburg worked very hard to get the update out to us, and they're trying to make the game better. Um, they're doing things that we asked for. Like we asked for school. We didn't get to see it in this update, but hopefully within the next few updates we'll see it. I believe it said it was coming in the fall or so, and so we're gonna get a school. I'm excited to see what that'll look like. And apart from all of that, I just I don't know why people are genuinely upset over the update, just because I feel like it gives the map more of a potential, because you have to kind of think about it. With the old map, did you really see any um future for it when it comes to potential of a game? Like, the map was very small, and there were some new buildings, but not really a whole lot. And I definitely feel like with the new map, at least it gives Bloxburg the potential to add new things. I see a lot of potential with the new update. You have more space for new buildings, and you have a whole on map that has like different things, from highways to mountains to beaches to lakes to playgrounds. And then you have the town, which is kind of like a mall type setting, I guess you could say. And so, in my opinion, I really see a lot of potential with the new update map than with the old update map, because, like I said, it was very small. So it would kind of be like you would just be like shoving a place somewhere, um, and try to figure out where to shove it. So, like I said, I just feel like this new update just really brings the map a whole lot of potential. I really don't see why people are so upset about it, because, especially me, being one of the Bloxburg OGs, I used to play. I would play Bloxburg. I would play it every single day. Um, I had a whole Bloxburg era with my cousin where we would play every single day. And this was before it was free, by the way. So if anyone's thinking like, oh, it's just because you played, it was free and stuff, or something like that, um, or before all the changes, no, I was in Bloxburg OG. I played before, um, before things started to change a little bit, and I also played it, before it was free and everything. So, if just coming from me and other people that I've seen talk about it as well, Bloxburg began to get dull. Um, Especially, I watched Poke's new video of him like visiting the Bloxburg new map, because especially because he started off making Bloxburg videos, and so it was like a big part of his whole like era. It was how he got to where he was. So he, of course, he visited the new map and saw what the new map looked like, and he said like if people wanted him to like start recording more Bloxburg videos, he'd bring it back and stuff like that. And he himself, in the beginning of the video, mentioned that he felt that Bloxburg began to get very dull. And that's kind of why I feel like he moved on to Brookhaven and, stuff like that. And don't but forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's kind of why he moved over to Brookhaven, was because the Bloxburg map quickly began to get dull, because it was the same map. There wasn't really any new buildings being added. Um, you know, more things for role play wasn't really added, besides, food items and build items and stuff like that to interact with. So when it comes to the whole building side, there was not a whole lot of stuff. We made City Hall a school, but there was no real school added and stuff like that. And so, like I said, it was very limiting. And so that's kind of why people moved to Brookhaven, because Brookhaven had tons more buildings, tons more buildings for different role play ideas. Um, it made it easier for you to have a role play idea, and it was just less dull. I feel like there was definitely, we're hitting 10 minutes now, but I feel like it was definitely a big thing because Bloxburg itself, with it beginning to get dull, eventually it kind of fell off for quite a bit. Um, Role plays stopped happening, and I feel like that was mainly because people couldn't really get any new role play ideas in hand. Um, you know, people couldn't really get, any more creative than they already had, and a lot of people probably just ran out of, different role play ideas to do. And people just began to build. Like pretty much any server that I would jump in after that point, everyone was building their house. No one was trying to do any role plays um at all. And so, that's what Bloxburg was supposed to be about. Bloxburg was supposed to be about you building a house, working, role playing, and, having a family, all that good stuff. And it it quickly became something that people were only building in because they would get bored very quickly, and there was nobody role playing. And then there were people who did like genuinely enjoy building, but like I know for me, I enjoyed the role play aspect a lot, and I could never really find anybody to role play besides like my friends. And so that's why I feel like the new map just has more potential because it'll allow for more buildings to come in and for more roleplay aspects to be added, definitely. Um, and in general, just be better, and hopefully revive the roleplay community within Bloxburg as well. Um, because like I said, it did begin to get dull after a point. And so, for this to be a big change, I feel like it's going to be a fresh start for everybody. Build your house that you want to build, start a role play that you want to start, get creative and everything. And I feel like this new map just has the room and the potential for that. So, I mean, you can hate on my opinion if you want to, but this is just my general opinion. Um, and I hope you guys understand. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I don't want to continue ranting any further. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off here. Um, if you haven't checked out any of my previous videos, feel free to check those out. If you want to know the Bloxburg specific ones that I've posted, I have posted a Bloxburg old map and new map cinematic um tour. I have posted the last role play on the old map, the old Bloxburg map. So I did a role play with my cousins before the meteor hit. And then I did, I believe, most nostalgic places in Bloxburg. And those are the top three, the main three videos that I've recorded. And so yeah. But like I said, thank you guys so much for 500 subscribers. And I did update my description on my channel about page, to say today's date, because that is when I hit 500 subscribers. Um, Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video and the next stream, because I might stream tonight, aka July 3rd. This video will probably be going out after July 3rd, so that's why I say July 3rd. But I will be streaming at some point, hopefully, this weekend. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!